and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings. Big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are
Deuce and Mo.
live!
Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes
Happy
to the Kings,
Tuesday
it's my
night,
favorite
just
show.
2 days away from the NBA's trade deadline, and today was explosive. We have to talk about what went down tonight, focus in, and stay locked in. Let's go.
What up,
Good bit.
Deuce?
Thank you, because you focused the camera.
Yeah,
Get it?
no, good bet. Great bet.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for y'all.
Thank you.
Well, what's going to happen at the deadline, my man?
Let's go, Kane.
Okay, we have so much to get to, including the trades that went down. James Harden's got a new home. Jaren Jackson Jr. headed to Salt Lake City to be with Jen Shaw. Is that a good reference or no?
Well, she's definitely like a piece of shit and not on the show anymore.
Oh, okay.
Because
She's
she was like
headed to-
stealing money from old people, like fraud stuff.
Okay.
So let's say, let's go with Lisa Barlow.
Great. Reference noted. We have to talk about Jaren Jackson, how that impacts what the Memphis Grizzlies are doing with Ja Morant. Could Ja Morant be coming to the Sacramento Kings? What's the latest with Domantas Sabonis? Could he be going to the Toronto Raptors?
Crazy.
Oh, I love being this late on a Tuesday night. I feel the energy right now because the deadline is almost here.
Is that why?
Yeah.
I love that you said, I love being on this late on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Like we're usually on, like we're on most days of the week, right?
Cool, man. Are you just trying to knock me down or what?
No,
huh?
I'm excited for you.
Anyway, let's start the pod. Deuce Mo, come down. 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Welcome into a special edition of the Deuce and Mo podcast. It's deadline week.
Boom, boom, boom.
Deadline week. We are here, and what a day it has been on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
A few big trades, including James Harden headed to the Cleveland Cavs. Oh my goodness, Darius Garland going to the Clippers. Jaren Jackson Jr. headed to the Utah Jazz. Kevin Huerter got traded today too. And the Kings are just in a mix of things. Even maybe Ja Morant? What is happening with Domantas Sabonis? Not a lot of time left. It is late Tuesday night as we record this at 10:24 p.m. Pacific time. And the NBA's trade deadline is at noon Pacific time on Thursday. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Fun day in the NBA. So much movement and something we were just calling a game and we were talking about some things that were going on in the NBA, and something that we had mentioned was how much fun it was that we didn't know anything about the Jaren Jackson Jr. trade. And it was just like, surprise, here it is. And it's like, oh, I loved not knowing it. Just like, hit ya.
Yeah.
Hit ya on a Tuesday.
Because for months we've seen rumors, Kuminga, this player, Giannis, blah, blah, blah. Then boom, here's a Jaren Jackson trade. Late last night, the rumors started coming out about James Harden in Cleveland. You're like, wait, what is happening? And who are the idiots that go on a podcast and start blabbering about, well, this trade deadline could suck because the new CBA and second aprons. Who would say that?
Did you say that?
I did say that.
Did
I was
you
starting to
really?
get worried.
It's okay. I mean, but that's rational thinking.
It was irrational. It was emotional. I should have just relaxed a little bit because here we are and we've had a lot happen and who knows what else can go down. Let's start with the moves that happened today. James Harden. All right.
Start there.
I'm falling asleep last night and I see a random tweet from Chris Mannix over at SI saying the Cavs and Clippers are in advanced talks about James Harden. I'm like, wait.
Advanced?
Wait. I thought this was a Clippers team that just turned things around after a slow start. The Chris Paul drama.
Yes.
They're playing good basketball. James Harden's not playing tonight. Personal reasons. Now he might be getting traded to the Cavs. Well, it happened. James Harden traded to the Cleveland Cavs for Darius Garland and a second-round pick. He told ESPN today, I wanted them to actually have a chance to rebuild and get some draft capital. I see an opportunity to win in the East. They got a very good team, coaching staff, all of the above. So as much as I wanted to stay in LA and give it a go, I've never won one before. As a basketball mind, I think we have a bit better chance. So there's James Harden talking about the trade. He heads to a Cavs team that this week has been busy, adding Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder as well. What are you laughing at?
And then it's 2026, and that is what you get to hear from NBA players now because they have so much power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It used to just be like, you're traded where you're traded. You're traded where we can make our team better, and that's the bottom line, right? With this, I mean, the fact that he has that quote of, you know, and I don't even have a big problem with it because that is the modern day NBA. And I think it's important that we evolve with it. Even if you're a basketball purist and you're like, I don't really like it, whatever. You still got to like evolve with the league. And that's the league. Him being able to come out with a quote being like, basketball mind, I got to do something for me. And hey, it also helps the team that I was with.
If there's one thing about James Harden, he's going to let you know when he's done with you.
Yep.
And he has done
yes.
that multiple times now. And I think this case was simple. They weren't really interested in giving him an extension. And he went, all right, cool. Like, well, trade me? The deadline's come up. Can you find a home for me?
Not trade me, question mark. Trade me, period.
Well, he denied that it was an actual trade request, that it was almost a mutual thing. They talked and then they went, okay. And so now he heads to the Cavs. Let's start with Cleveland because talk about reshaping their team a little bit, right?
My.
You move on from DeAndre Hunter. He's now in Sacramento. And you get Schroeder and Ellis, and now you add James Harden to Donovan Mitchell. That lineup, I imagine, is going to be Mitchell, Harden, Jalen Tyson, Evan Mobley when he's healthy, and Jared Allen. And who knows, maybe they have something else drastic up their sleeve before the deadline on Thursday. But to Harden's point, it's hard not to look at this team today and go, yeah, I mean, the East is wide open, and they're going to have as good of a chance as anybody in the East.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that thinking about it, and that's why whenever we are seeing teams in the East make some tweaks, especially when they feel like they have a chance, it completely makes sense. It is wide open. What can you do as a team, as an organization, to make the correct tweak to re-energize the team? Whatever it is you need to do for the Cavs, everything that they have done this week, you still feel like there has to be more, though, if they want to come out of the East, right?
I mean, I just don't know what else they could possibly do at this point. I mean, at this point in time,
My favorite part.
I think you question. I mean, one of the things they did last year was when they had DeAndre Hunter. You're like, oh, that's like a missing piece. They need some size at the wing. You know, Jalen Tyson has had some really strong moments.
Yep.
You know, Tomlin has been a really good story for them. They've had a lot of injuries this year. Garland's been banged up. You know, Merrill missed time. You know, Lonzo Ball has not worked out at all like they thought. Max Strus has missed the whole season. So it's been a weird stretch for them. But anytime you have two guys like Harden and Mitchell, and then up front, Evan Mobley.
Oh my God.
I mean, you like your chances. And then you add in just someone like Keon Ellis, who we know quite well and what he can do as a role player in this league. You're like, it's a damn good team in the East. I don't know why they can't come out of the East. One of my big questions with him is just purely health. And I think Evan Mobley just gets nicked up a lot.
Yeah.
And it's kind of similar to Darius Garland. Like Darius Garland's been banged up and now he's going to the Clippers. I think with how the East has kind of been laid out. The Pistons did make a move today too, right? Adding Kevin Huerter, but the Pistons up top, the Celtics made a move trading for Vučević today, right? They upgraded the center spot. They still have got a couple of guys they like behind Vučević, and they moved on from Anthony Simons. But I look at the Cavs, I'm like, I think they might be my favorite.
Wow. Okay, just with those tweaks. And the way that I see it too is, I mean, especially being here in Sacramento, you see the windows of success or trying to capitalize on, I guess, someone in their prime, even Donovan Mitchell. You got to do it. You got to do whatever it takes. You got to do it. And you have to do it in a league where players can ask out and they can quickly ask for a trade or change or anything else and probably get their way. And so I think what the Cavs are doing and being aggressive heading into the trade deadline has been very, very, very smart.
I think it also just speaks volumes to how they feel about Darius Garland long term.
Yes.
You know, and time will tell if they're right or not. He's under contract for a couple more years. What is he, 10 years younger than James Harden?
26 years old.
He's been a two-time All-Star under contract for multiple years. And they go, no, we need something else. And, you know, I don't know how much of that is feeling the pressure because Donovan Mitchell, extension talks could be coming soon.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? We believe in Donovan. He's the guy. If we lose him, then what? Let's just go all in on this. And who knows? Maybe we can get lucky and get a championship out of this if everything goes our way.
Garland has played 26 games this season in a season that they've been up and down weird after everything that they had achieved last season. So like making the tweaks and making the tweaks fast. I'm usually all about patience. I think it's just not apples for apples and it's just wherever you're at. And I think the Cavs are making the right moves.
And the pivot for the Clippers, like you don't want to be in a situation where James Harden is like, blows up your season. You're like, you know what? We're going to play hardball with him. And then all of a sudden you just fall apart again. I think they want to win and they go, all right, what's a move we can make? We're definitely getting younger here.
Yeah.
They started the year thinking, you know, you got James Harden, you got Bradley Beal. Remember him? He was signed.
My God.
You know, Kawhi, Lopez, Chris Paul. And obviously this season has taken a different shift for them after that slow start. They've dug out of it. And now you add Darius Garland, you get him right. I mean, there's some upside there still. I mean, I'm not like out on Darius Garland, but I think it's the appropriate pivot in this situation, considering you had no long-term future with James Harden. And your pivot is to get a guy who's been an all-star before, who maybe in a new situation can pop off a little bit for you.
Yeah. I was going to say I'm excited. I'm intrigued to see the new look Clippers, even without a James Harden out there.
Those two teams play this week, right? Tomorrow,
shit.
I think.
Oh, well, there you go.
I don't know if Harden will be playing in that game, but that'd be really interesting. Sure, let's go.
I know. Let's get things going.
Yeah, we get to see the Clippers this week, and we get to see the Cavs this week too.
Hell
coming
yeah.
up right next week, this weekend.
Oh, you're right,
dude. Holy shit, that's
Keon
a
Ellis
back-to-back.
back in Sacramento.
Yes, DeAndre Hunter revenge game.
Oh, there we go.
So that's our quick thoughts on the James Harden move. And then the deal that surprised, I think, everybody today, the Grizzlies blowed up. Think about where they were just a few years ago. Now, over the offseason, they moved Desmond Bane for picks. And then today, Jaren Jackson Jr. headed to Salt Lake City to join the Jazz. It's Jackson, John Conchar, Jock Lawndale, and Vince Williams headed to Utah. In exchange, the Grizzlies get Walter Clayton Jr., the rookie, Slow-Mo, Kyle Anderson back to Memphis, Taylor Hendricks, George Niang, and 3 first-round picks.
Holy shit.
So the Grizzlies turned Bane and Jackson into 7 first-round picks. Here's how it kind of breaks down for them. They have 2 picks in this year's draft. They have 3 in the 2027 draft. They got 1 in 28 and 29, 2 in the 30 draft, and 2 in the 31 draft. They got to the point where they realized this group wasn't it.
Yep.
And they blew it up. And so many teams have such a difficult time doing that.
Getting there.
They got there.
Yes.
And to be honest, it worked out. I mean, who would have thought like 3 years ago that this would be the case? Because you thought like, hey, Ja Morant's going to be the future of this team. Ja Morant's going to be there for his entire career. Ja Morant is, if he gets moved, is not getting any type of value like Jaren Jackson and Desmond Bane got them.
No. And you got to sell high. And sometimes that's the hardest thing to do because then at times you're gambling. Someone that you've seen gamble and sell high would be someone like Sam Presti, and he has seen some success out of it. And he's also had a lot of collected and now has a lot of assets, which has allowed him to do so much more. And so I guess when you kind of see that, you want to mirror that same thing, especially if you do not have the team in the roster to get out of your conference. And that's where the Grizzlies have been for a little bit now. So selling high on some of these guys, especially like Jaren Jackson today, I think it's, again, another very smart move and very difficult to get to that point.
Shout out to the basketball sickos watching us live right now. If you have not done it yet, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. All it does is help our channel grow. We will be live NBA trade deadline morning into the deadline, reacting to anything and everything that goes down. And if there's anything before that, we will be ready to go. In the chat, Salt Lake City Hoop says the first round picks they traded from Utah, the best of a Utah, Minnesota, Cleveland next year, the Lakers pick next year, and the Phoenix pick unprotected in 2031. Appreciate those details, of course, because those details do matter. This is one of those trades, to be honest. I look at it and I like it for both squads. Like at some point, Utah needed to take a swing at something. I think we've been watching Utah this year going, okay, like Danny Ainge, you've been there for a while. Like all these trades were made. You know, you think about the Mitchell trade, the Gobert trade. You're just waiting. It's like, all right, you got Markkanen. What else are you doing? You draft Ace Bailey, and the guy that's really come on this year, someone we've liked for some time, is Keontae George, who's playing at a high level.
Yep.
You start kind of taking a step back and looking at what they got in Jaren Jackson. You think about the size up front now. Markkanen, Jaren Jackson, Walker Kessler is a restricted free agent. I imagine they bring him back. That's a lot of size up front. And even if you're not super high on Keontae George because, defensively it's not great, you have obviously some size and length to cover up for some of those weaknesses.
Absolutely. And I even like them getting Vince Williams. We saw what he could do in Memphis.
Solid role player.
Absolutely. Yeah. With the opportunities that he was even getting this year. And it's, you see in the NBA what teams have the most success. And those are the teams with that type of depth, right? It's not about star power, having the name value. It's truly trending in the direction that we've all been talking about this year. And that's youth, athleticism, length, size, like depth. Having all of that is so very important. And I think Utah is trying to go in that direction with having also some big names like a Jaren Jackson, like a Lauri Markkanen, and guys that are established that they believe could help with some of these young pieces.
And let's not lose sight of this.
What?
They have a draft pick this year that should be pretty damn good.
Yep.
They're not going to let that pick go to OKC. I think if it falls outside the top 8, it goes to Oklahoma City. Then, Jaren Jackson's going to have like a sore, like thumb for sure.
Yep. Toe.
Yeah. He's got to sit a couple of weeks. He got sick and returned to conditioning.
God.
I mean, they have to put themselves in a position not to lose that pick. And if you get that pick, again, who knows, you get lucky. All of a sudden you get a top 3 pick and you got AJ Debonta to that fold. Oh, holy shit,
God.
Right? So who knows how that works out. In the chat, let's see here. It's C. Ruscio says the Grizz front office was good at recognizing when their window closed, they didn't hold on to assets past their max value.
Hell yeah.
And that's true. Like Jaren Jackson's in his prime right now. He's won Defensive Player of the Year. He also makes a lot of money coming up, 49 next year, 50 after that, 52, and a player option for $53 million in that 29-30 season. So yeah, he's locked in. And of course, like, hey, you got to hope he's healthy and all that. But even people want to point out his weaknesses all the time. I like his size. I like the fact that he could score the basketball and he defends. Is he a great rebounder? No, but you hope the other guys can make it up too with the size that they have up front.
Yeah, but also with that, I did see some Grizzlies fans that were like a little upset with the organization kind of breaking things down and everything. And I think because they were starting to be like, wait, can't we build off some of these young guys that we see talent in and with someone like Jaren Jackson Jr.?
And they got Cedric Howard in this draft, who we were really high on.
Yes.
Look, I think it's one of the toughest things for teams to do because people say it's the front office. Yeah, the front office may have the idea to go, dude, let's blow this shit up and like, let's do this from the ground up again.
Yeah.
All right. The problem is owners have a say in this too. And
yes, they do.
it's a business and you're trying to make money and you're trying to stay competitive and keep the fan base engaged. And Jaren Jackson was a very popular player within that fan base. Great guy by all accounts. Fans dug him. You know, he's been with that team his entire career. So, like, it's never an easy decision to make. Same with Desmond Bay. And, like, even Ja Morant. Like, even if the fan base may be split on Ja Morant, they still remember that guy that brought life and energy where there was a moment. It's hard to even imagine a moment where you went, dude, the Grizzlies may be, like, the team for a few years here. They got something brewing.
No, and it's got to be tough when, as a fan base, when you see that really kind of come to an end and reality hits with a big trade right before trade deadline.
So to be honest, this is one of those trades I kind of like it for both teams.
Sure.
I like the risk by Utah. You get a good draft pick this year. They could be pretty damn compelling.
I like the mix up.
Now, what's next for Memphis? You get to the Ja Morant angle, right? Doesn't sound like he wants to be traded. But if you're Memphis, you're in this tough spot because don't you kind of want to reset things? Don't you just want to reset things completely? At the same time, his value has never been lower.
Correct.
Ja Morant's under contract, 42.1 next year, 44.8 the year after that. Sam Amick over at The Athletic was talking about the Kings' interest because, of course, the Kings are tied to anyone who could be available that might have like a questionable contract or questionable anything. Amick wrote, the Kings are consistently mentioned as one of the few teams, if not the only one, that might decide to get into the Morant business before the deadline on Thursday. As of today, Sam says, I can relay per team sources that they still have not completely closed the door on the idea. That being said, the percentage chance of this actually happening was placed in the low single digits when I inquired about it, the pre-Jaren Jackson Jr. trade. So maybe the Kings are like, there's a 1% chance. The Kings' minimal interest for quite some time has been directly tied to the idea that Morant's price point might drop so low, they'd be crazy not to do it, especially if it meant getting off a contract like Zach LaVine's.
That interesting.
Yeah. The Grizzlies' willingness or potential lack thereof to take LaVine's back in a deal is unclear. But if Memphis wants to make a Morant trade even more appealing to Sacramento, they could attach a first rounder to the deal as an enticing sweetener. Okay.
So much to break down here.
So much. First things first with Ja Morant. Okay. If I'm the Memphis Grizzlies, I'm going to Ja. I'm going, Ja, you're going to be with us the rest of the year. And you need to be locked in.
Okay.
You play well. We're competitive, even if we're losing, but you play well. You improve the shooting percentage. You show the flashes of being the player that maybe you were a couple of years ago. It's going to make life easier for you next year when we go to trade you in the offseason. Because if I'm the Grizzlies, like, is it really worth getting off Ja Morant to get him out of the locker room, whatever you want to feel, reset, attaching a first with it, and taking on LaVine?
Well,
I mean, one breakdown would be this. You do get off of Morant's contract a year earlier. You take on LaVine, you know it's $48 million expiring, and it's off your books as you start this rebuild.
That, and you just picked up 3 first-round picks.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
have some picks to play with. Do you want to
saying.
throw one in to Sacramento to sweeten it? And they go boom. And you know how I felt about this when I first heard the Ja Morant Sacramento thing. I just don't know. I used to love Ja Morant's game, and the problem I see is I don't see that same guy that I've seen in the past that had this relentless attacking pursuit. Like, just insane, right? Explosive. Like, it's not there. And he's settling more for jumpers. He's not a good shooter. He's undersized. And then you add in all the other question marks. I'm like, I don't know if I want to take a chance on that. But I got to be honest. if in a crazy ass world that it doesn't seem likely, by the way, in my opinion, if the Grizzlies were attaching a first to it, fuck it. You take that swing.
You know, it's so true when you look at him on the court and what made him so elite. You haven't seen that in quite some time. And he's talked about losing his joy a little bit. And he's shown to be unprofessional on and off the court at times. And I believe in second chances for so many people. My biggest worry is, and still is and has been, if Ja Morant, because he is a name, because he has the resume that he has, whatever, in Memphis, does he come to a market like Sacramento, another small market, but a market like Sacramento, and goes, I am the guy. It is me. Like, I can't deal with the I'm the guy shit here in Sacramento because Sacramento has treated any star player here in Sacramento as if they're like a god, it feels like at times, and they can do no wrong. They can do whatever they want to media, to people, to whatever, and they get to do that. I cannot have that be a part of this culture as the Kings are trying to go into a new direction. And maybe that wouldn't be. Maybe a new scenery and all the different things would bring out this different side. You know, there's always that hopefulness.
I just have my doubts that, one, if Ja Morant is able to turn his career back around, remember, this guy was a budding superstar at one point. He may never get back to that level, but if he wants to turn his career around and be like an all-star level player, is it happening in Sacramento where they have not established a culture and they don't really have an identity? You know, people I've seen in the chat bring up Chris Webber when the Kings traded for Chris Webber, and you know, there's some similarities there, right? Where you know, a guy with a ton of promise, his value lower with off-court issues, bounced around a little bit. There's no way he figures out in Sacramento. I'd say this. Chris Webber was also a 6'10", unbelievably skilled big player that could shoot, pass, dunk, like just beyond skilled.
Yes.
And yeah, the Kings took a chance on a guy that did not want to go there. And it worked out for them. I don't think this is totally similar because of the skill set we're talking about. I think Ja Morant has a chance to turn it around, but it may have to be for him to go somewhere where he's not the guy.
Yes.
But, you know, also it could be a wake up wherever he goes. It's like, no, this is my chance. It's a fresh start, like you said, and I have to lock in because whether my future is in the place I am now or elsewhere, I could say this: if he fucks up, in Sacramento, if he were here, he's screwed. Like he's completely damaged at that point. And I think that's probably something Sacramento needs to think about. If it goes bad and he's got 2 years left on the deal, I know 2 years isn't forever, but in some ways
feels
it's
like
forever. Where you think Memphis had trouble moving him. Like,
what?
How are you going to be able to move him?
Right, especially when teams know your desperation over the years.
In a different way, go back to last year. No one... forever the Bulls were trying to trade LaVine. No one would buy it. And then the Kings bit, and now they're the ones going, hey, who wants LaVine? What do you
that's
think?
the most attractive thing out of all of this, right? Is to move on from LaVine and his contract, just because it's like, look, that's not the situation you want to be in, especially when you're trying to grow these opportunities for some of the young guys and everything. But at the same time, because LaVine, let's say he picks up his player option, which
Sam Amick reported today that is going to happen.
Yeah. So like, let's say that is going to happen, then it's still an expiring. Could that be a contract by next trade deadline that is more attractive to some other teams?
Yeah, it's just so hard because it's $48 million. It's just so much money. So anyway, when I read that thing with Amick today, I'm like, look, it just seems so far-fetched. It seems like Sacramento is willing to do it if like the Grizzlies are wanting to attach a first. And if I'm Memphis, I'm going, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Like I would just, I'll try to increase his value and move him in the offseason. Like someone will buy it. We're not attaching picks to do that, especially when what we're getting back is just an expiring Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
I'm out on that.
Yeah, I'm completely
But
with you
if
on
I'm
that.
the Kings and they attach it first, I might go, you know what? I might take that swing.
Taking that first.
But he doesn't check the boxes. You could talk about all the like pillars from Scott Perry. Like he checks like a couple of those.
A box?
Not all of them.
Hey, a box and a pick?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Hey, the pick. Who needs 6 pillars? I got 1 for that pick.
Yeah. So that will be very interesting seeing how that plays out.
And also just trying to figure out, like, all right, is he Memphis's backup? Excuse me, Minnesota's backup plan? You know, today they move on in that 3-team deal. They move off Conley today.
Yeah.
And you think about it, you're like, okay, what are they trying to position themselves to do? And obviously they're in that Giannis sweepstakes. They want to get Giannis, but is there a backup plan where they go, you know what, we'll take a swing at Ja here?
Especially needing and wanting a point guard, someone to be a little bit, to take Ant off the ball a little bit more on the offensive end and not just have him initiate everything. It's like interesting direction. But again, if Ja Morant has to be sold low, I understand why he would be attractive to some of these teams.
It's a lot of money still to try to take on.
It is.
Matchup and all that stuff. More on the Kings front. Domantas Sabonis has been tied to Toronto for a while now, even like dating back to the summertime. There's been buzz about it, and it's been hot for a minute that the Raptors are looking at Domantas Sabonis as someone they want to add to this group. Jakob Poeltl, he's had back issues. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Remember, he got sent back home. He's having these chronic back issues. You're like wondering, when's he going to play again? They released video today at practice. I should say the media in Toronto did this. I'm acting like the team was like, hey, here's video. We're leaking. No, but of him on the court, moving, taking shots. Like, hey, he's active, but he did not play for the Raptors tonight. I think where it stands based on the reporting is the Kings don't want to take back Poeltl.
Mm-hmm.
And of course the Raptors want to give up Poeltl.
Yeah.
The latest has been a trade that is Sabonis going to Toronto with RJ Barrett and pieces coming back to Sacramento. Chris Haynes today, though, was on NBA TV talking about where this deal is at the moment.
Standing conversation between the Sacramento Kings and the Toronto Raptors for well over a month. And I still think there's potential for a deal to get done where Sabonis does end up in Canada. With that being said, the deal is centered around Sabonis, RJ Barrett, and there will be some other players, the fill-in players. But what I'm told, sources have told me the holdup is the Toronto Raptors they want to include in the package second-round picks. The Sacramento Kings are asking for a first-round pick.
Of course.
So I'm told that if they do not get a first-round pick included in the deal, then the deal will be off.
They'll hold him.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the update from Chris Haynes on NBA TV. A lot to unpack there, right? Because the Poeltl dynamic is interesting. If the Kings don't want to take him on, that means if they were trying to do this team with Poeltl involved in a deal, he'd have to go to a third team.
Okay.
Memphis actually has an exemption. They could take that money in. But again, I think the Raptors would have to attach picks to Poeltl to get off that contract to wherever he goes. But let's just let's put Poeltl to the side for a second, because in this particular one, it still sounds like this is like the Sabonis to Toronto for like RJ, Ochai Agbaji, and let's just say Grady Dick. Okay. The Kings want a first round pick with that coming back.
Wow.
Apparently Toronto is saying 2 seconds. Where do you weigh on this? Do you feel like you have to get a first round pick in a trade for Domantas Sabonis?
No. I mean, no, when I say no, I think it just depends on what it is. Love that they're fighting for the first. Love. But if you get 2 second rounders with those guys, with those bodies to get off Sabonis in his contract, you do it.
I'm with you on like the fighting for the first. Sabonis's deal is not pretty to me.
No.
And, you know, I've been high on Sabonis over the years. I've been a big Sabonis guy. I like what he brings to a team, right? Even though he's got shortcomings. He's under contract next year, 45.4. The year after that, the 27-28 season, it's 48.6. That's a hefty contract for a guy, I think, around the league that has a beyond mixed reputation, right? In terms of like how teams view him as being an impactful player. You have to have a certain team around him. You have to have length and size and shooting around him to make up for some of his weaknesses.
The correct roster.
So you kind of shrink the pool just like that.
Sure.
I look at this and go, wait, you can get off Sabonis's deal a year early and take on RJ Barrett, who I think is a good basketball player, who's 25, 26 years old. Scott Perry obviously knows him well, drafted him with the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
I know Sabonis has been an all-star in this league, but his contract is really tough. You move him, it opens up opportunity so you could see what you have in Cardwell and Reyno down the stretch. You get RJ Barrett. He's got next year on the books, right? He's got, I just want to get his official numbers.
25 years old.
Next year, RJ Barrett gets paid, where's he at? Next year, $29.6 million.
Cool.
And then it's expiring next year. Is my point. So next year you would have technically DeRozan expiring, Levine expiring, RJ Barrett expiring, DeAndre Hunter expiring. I'm not saying I want to do anything with this cap space because who the fuck knows where the Kings are at that point. They're still in a rebuild. You don't want to just blow all, you could also take in money, take bad contracts and get picks back when you've got cap space, blah, blah, blah. But if I'm the Kings, I don't think I'm allowing a first-round pick to hold this up. Of course, I want to fight for it. And you're probably trying to make the case that Jaren Jackson Jr., got 3 first-round picks. You're also making the case that some of the other center prospects out there that maybe they want, like Anthony Davis, he's been banged up. Maybe, maybe they feel like, hey, options are limited for the Raptors. Like, he's a talented player. Give us the first.
They're negotiating. They're in the middle of negotiating. And so, of course, it's going to go back and forth. And now, though, I think it's beneficial to the Kings that today a trade happened with a big that was, obviously other pieces in it, but was worth 3 first-round picks.
Right. And for those who would be like, well, I mean, if Jaren Jackson gets 3, how many does Sabonis get? I mean, it's just...
1.
Jaren Jackson is fits the modern game better,
yes.
right? He's taller. He's a rim protector.
I just
he's
want
big. 1. Yeah, I would love 1 as well. But my point is, if you're at the deadline,
you take the 2.
Are you literally going to be like, all right, fine, I'm not doing the deal?
You take the 2 fucking second-round picks. Yes. Of course you do.
I've been on the big camp of don't just make a deal to make a deal. Right.
Is that making a deal to make a deal?
I would rather have no trades than a bad trade. I don't think we're going to look back at them trading Sabonis for RJ Barrett and the other pieces and go, dude, the Kings are such idiots. I don't think you're going to look back and be like, dude, that was the worst mistake in franchise. It's just not.
You're trying to sell high on a piece that doesn't even fit in half of the league's systems, or everything that we just talked about, just like how different he is as a big, what he lacks, but what he can do as well. And if you put the right pieces to complement his game, he will dominate. I mean, we've seen it before. So I understand where everyone is with all the thinking about this, but I think at the end of the day, it's the same situation of sell high while you can, and especially when you're the Kings, while you're breaking shit down, but you're not trying to break shit down where you don't have pieces that can't play. You're trying to figure things out with some of these expiring contracts, with some of these young pieces, with some of the youth you already have, and you are trying to go in the direction of the modern day NBA of young, athletic, fast, go.
In the chat, Ed says, you can wait until the summer because there's no way we want Jakob Poeltl's contract if he comes to the Kings.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want Poeltl's contract. I have backed off it a little bit now.
Wow. You got mad at me when I was like, oh, I would take Poeltl, and then you showed me the contract, and I was like,
the contract's awful.
Awful. Commitment.
I think it's
like you're getting married and no divorce.
$80 million guaranteed. Okay, owed. And for a guy that you're like, can he play right now?
For 20 years.
No, it's not that many years. It's 3.
Same thing.
But I mean, if you got multiple first round picks, what is 3 years? You're in this rebuild anyway. I know it's bad salary, but if all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, we've got all of our picks going forward. Yeah. We just picked up 2 to 3 for taking on Jakob Poeltl's shit contract.
And I like Poeltl when healthy.
Yeah, but like that's not a move I would make even if healthy because of the years left.
But with
The
the
only
picks.
way I'm thinking about it is if there's like multiple picks where I'm like, dude, I can't pass it. That's where I'm at with the Kings. Like, I'm not necessarily going, oh my God, you got to get everything lined up. No, like make sure if you're taking on a bad contract, you get fucking compensated.
You're
for
such
it.
a slut for picks.
Are we
Slut for picks.
And I know, like some of these could be in the 20s. It doesn't matter. Blah 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 blah. But like, you could still use them for other things.
Yeah, you can.
That's all I'm thinking about.
You just want assets. I get it.
Yeah.
You just want to be like Sam Presti, a little slut for picks.
Someone just the second round picks are nothing. I mean, in today's CBA, I would disagree on that. I don't think they're nothing. I think picks can be valuable, but
Max Reno was a second. Second round
Yep.
pick.
Sack fan is tough, says no offense, Deuce and Mo, but it's such a Kings thing to sell this low. This fan base needs standards. The league is easy to change its mind on value. For instance, Cam Johnson, Michael Porter Jr., etc. Yeah, I mean, look, if a Sabonis trade, no one's saying you don't have to do a Sabonis trade. I mean, you could go into next year. I mean, you could ride this out with Sabonis.
You could.
I
mean, he's a professional.
I mean, you could see a world where it's like, all right, we're in this rebuild. He's a good vet. He plays hard. Oh my God, Darren Peterson and Sabonis, little 2-man action. Oh, you got some wing help now with DeAndre Hunter and Keegan. Okay, but like, I'm just saying, if there is an opportunity, are you going to let? I don't view this that bad if you just take back RJ Barrett in pieces for
Wait,
Sabonis.
that's not bad. I thought they were more talking about if Pirtle was still in this combination.
Yeah, the Pirtle one is like that's a tough one. I just think that
Yeah.
is such a like unlikely scenario. And because even if I'm Toronto, do I really want to attach multiple picks to get off the guy just to add Sabonis? Like, what are we doing? And I don't know. Do they still feel the same way? After seeing like some of the moves the Cavs made, are they going, I don't know if we can compute? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think either way for the Kings, I think it would be a smart direction to go, especially with RJ Barrett, his age, his contract. Yes, I'm all for making tweaks, especially with this roster. I feel like there's like one piece on this roster that the Kings feel confident in moving forward with.
I was trying to look during the game we were doing, like at halftime. I was looking at like,
Of course you were.
Could you do? And this seems so unlikely.
Okay.
What if you somehow pulled off a multi-team trade that had like Levine going to Memphis and Sabonis going to Toronto, and you're getting back like Ja and RJ Barrett? This would be crazy. Huh?
That's cute.
Okay.
I mean, like, yeah. How about a 7-team trade, man? Let's do it. No, I understand where your mind is at.
Yeah.
And what I love is not only that we already saw some shit get done under Scott Perry. Of course, it's, I don't want to say problematic, but it is, there's people conflicted with Keon Ellis. He's great or he's not, or this or that. It just felt like it was going on both ends of the spectrum with Keon, but you got off some guards from the Sacramento Kings, opening up some of that for this roster. And then you're hearing so many other names in rumors leading up to the trade deadline. As you also, by the way, getting rid of some of those guards, you got a 6'8" dude in DeAndre Hunter that is exactly what today's modern day NBA is.
Something you talked about at the very beginning was seeing some of these surprise trades today.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if we got a surprise Kings trade that was not rumored. Like, it's like, oh my God, they sent that guy there?
Well, no shit.
That would be the fun thing.
Of course.
As opposed to everything. I'm just saying. I'm
It would
sorry
be-
for bringing that up.
No,
Like,
it
what
would
the
be
hell?
because, like, I mean, I think about a surprise trade,
Yeah.
like being like, oh my God, how fun are those? Like you
Yeah.
said, like we talked about a King surprise trade.
Yeah.
Deuce, we would be like, I don't even know. I mean, we'd be celebrating because it'd be so fun just not knowing. You know what I mean?
Also, something going back to DeAndre Hunter real fast. There's a clip of Scott Perry talking about everyone, it seems. Shout out to Jacob on Twitter. he found this clip of Scott Perry last year from the deadline talking about DeAndre Hunter. Here's what he had to say on that podcast.
To be honest with you, I'm a DeAndre Hunter fan. Sat and watched him play many times against us when I was most recently executive with the Knicks. This guy shows up and competes. The only negative I can really say about him is that he's had a little bit of an injury history as well in his career to date. But when healthy, this guy shows up, competes. He's improved every year. He gives you the ability to shoot threes from the perimeter. He can also beat you a little bit off the dribble. I think he has a little bit of toughness with him. He brings some size to that wing position. And I know they were bringing him off the bench here recently in Atlanta, but for a number of years, he was their starter at that small forward position. So as long as he can stay healthy, I believe he is one of those guys who's a smart enough player, and his style of game will be able to fit in and blend in with the two guards they have there, in Mitchell and Garland, and then obviously the emergence of Mobley, who has the ball in his hands more now.
So there's Scott Perry talking some DeAndre Hunter. That's what you guys have to do, is dig back at that old podcast he used to do, Hoop Genius podcast, and just find him talking about any NBA player.
I saw someone in the chat say, "Oh snap! I thought that was from this year."
No, Jacob did some hardcore research.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of surprise trades, JC says Deuce probably asked for a surprise trade in 2023 and got Kessler Edwards. Dude, that was that trade deadline didn't bug me as much as the next year when they did jack shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Bugged. That's why, yeah. It's been fun so far and active all around the NBA.
Yeah, a couple more trades that we need to go over before we wind things down. The Celtics trade for Vučević. Nikola Vučević going from the Bulls to the Celtics in exchange for Anthony Simons. A league source told The Athletic. The two teams will also trade future second-round picks to each other as part of the deal. The Celtics also got closer to getting out of the luxury tax by getting Vučević. Both those players, by the way, on expiring contracts. Simons making 27.7, Vučević at 21.5.
Wow, I didn't realize Simons was all the way up at 27.
It's a lot of money.
It is. And for the Celtics, so something that you said to me today too, you were like, okay, well, I guess they don't feel that confident in Neemias Queta. And I get it. Like, Queta is still, I don't want to say like growing, but he is with this team with a bigger opportunity because all the health issues, because of all the changes and everything else, and adding an established big like Vučević who can do so much out there on the court, and especially on an expiring contract.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's a no-brainer for them.
Can't really guard.
No.
But obviously his ability offensively, he could space the floor. And, they're looking at it like, again, I think these East teams are like, what? Like, Boston is going, we're in it. And Tatum's not it. Like, we might as well just like, let's help ourselves out a little bit and give some optionality. And the good thing is, Neemias Queta has gotten so much opportunity that he's going to be ready for whatever you ask from him. Luka Garza has been phenomenal for them. And like, he's going to be ready for what you ask for him. So you've increased your depth, and who knows, does Boston have something else up their sleeve? In Chicago, they've got like 8,000 guards now. What a time for them. I mean, they have totally, disbanded that team that they tried to put together. When you think about Levine, DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, Vučević, it went away pretty fast.
Very fast.
But you look at them, they've got so much cap space for next year. They've also been a team that's been tied to Sabonis in the past. And, hey, they do need a center.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, crazier things happen. They do have the space. They could do that.
God, was it Zach Lowe that I saw today saying...
we haven't had a Bulls-Kings trade in a day or two.
They were like, they cannot... There should be a law or something that they cannot make any more trades together. Hey, I mean, when you have relationships and it's with, a certain team or a certain GM or whatever it is, and that's where you can make your tweaks. If it makes sense, keep making your tweaks.
Kevin Huerter also got moved by the Bulls today. It's a 3-team trade. You got Chicago, Minnesota, Detroit agreeing to a multi-team trade that sent Jaden Ivey and Mike Conley to the Bulls. Kevin Huerter and Darius Garland, thanks for coming to Chicago, to the Pistons, according to Shams. Minnesota did not receive a player in the deal, but moving Conley helps the T-Wolves financially. They're now under the first apron and dropped their luxury tax bill from $24 million to $3.8 million, according to ESPN's Bobby Marks. Those savings could be critical this week as Minnesota continues its pursuit of Giannis Antetokounmpo heading into Thursday's deadline.
Huge savings, first of all. And absolutely, I mean, that's what I figured it was for, is just making sure that you have a chance at Giannis Antetokounmpo. Again, windows are very small here in the NBA.
Dude,
and
Giannis and Ant?
I know. I mean, duh. It would be interesting.
It would be very interesting.
I'd be down to watch that. Going back to everything that you were saying though, too, with Chicago and Detroit, Jaden Ivey getting moved.
Yeah, I mean, I think that here's the problem with Ivy. The injuries the last couple of years have been tough, right?
Yes.
And then he had the surgery on the knee. And I think part of the appeal during the draft process for some people with Ivy was like, he's so explosive. I remember the comparisons to Ja Morant. I never saw that. I wasn't as high on Ivy as others were. I saw a lot of the flaws, especially defensively. Just didn't feel like he had good feel.
The hands down.
But he also had some good moments with the Pistons.
He sure did.
Will he get that pop back? You know, and it feels like the Pistons are kind of like, look, we don't really have time to wait. We're again,
Small
the East is
windows.
open. We're trying to win now. Can we make tweaks? We don't have time, and we have other guys that we're comfortable with right now. Like, let's move on. So I don't know. I mean, Ivy's still young.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what it looks like? You hope for the best for him because he has shown flashes. But if he doesn't have the same athleticism, it could be tough for him to be the guy that was drafted, you know, so high by the Pistons.
But like you said, still young. Hopefully he can figure it out, even if it's not necessarily Chicago. But also for the Pistons, Kevin Huerter, just more shooting.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. Him and Duncan Robinson flying around, not guarding anybody. Like, all right. I mean, and to be honest, Huerter, I think Huerter's shooting numbers have dipped a lot this year.
Okay.
You know, I like Red Velvet, but let's see here. He's shooting 31% from three.
Damn, dude. Damn.
Now, you are playing on a better team. You're also playing now with Cade Cunningham, who's got the ability to collapse the defense, make fucking plays left and right.
Yeah.
You're probably going to get some pretty good looks.
Absolutely.
And, you know, you had some depth.
Yeah.
So I'm fascinated to see how it all unfolds for Minnesota.
That's the one. Well, with that, that's the one.
They needed a guard before.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Because we have been talking about, like, dude, Conley, like.
He's done.
Well, they don't have one now.
Well, I mean, you're right. They technically just have Dante DiVincenzo.
And Dillingham, they don't trust.
Nope.
So what do they do? Like, they're going to do something. And that's why the Ja stuff comes up. You know, obviously the Giannis deal. Like, dude, I love this time. There's so many questions. And, like, are we going to get any more surprises? Hell, the Warriors, according to Anthony Slater, have involved Draymond Green in active trade conversations. He was asked about it after the game. It's part of the business type thing.
Draymond Green to the Sacramento Kings.
Stop it.
Oh my God.
Stop it.
I would move.
Yeah, just a fun day in the NBA with a lot of change, and I'm eager to see what happens. I put up a poll question too.
Of course you did.
The poll question: will the Kings make another trade? 83% of the people who voted say yes.
Put it out there in the
Yes,
universe.
Yes. You have to think that Minnesota might be a Malik Monk team still.
Yeah. So, I mean, he can facilitate, create. I mean, again, though, another not true point guard like Dante DiVincenzo.
But he's more of a point guard than Dante DiVincenzo. He's been a good pick and roll guy in the past. He could score.
Fair.
He's got a scoring
like
mentality.
Could drive and dish to Dante DiVincenzo.
Maybe there's another guy that they can
I know.
grab. I don't know. I don't know who that is.
Well, like you said, like if they aren't in the Giannis game anymore, will it be something like, okay, let's aim low and go for Ja?
Where do you want Giannis to go out of the teams that like seem like really in on him right now? Miami, Minnesota, I guess Golden State.
Okay.
We don't want him in Golden State.
No, we don't want him in Golden State. That'll probably.
I think
be-
Minnesota. I know it's in the West, but the Kings aren't going to be good for a while, so who cares?
Those are the main teams that are in it. As of
yeah,
today.
I mean, I guess the Knicks probably think they are.
I know,
but I don't know.
'cause
I mean, maybe
the-
they are.
the Knicks to me would be. It would just be fun to see. I mean,
What if LeBron got traded before the deadline?
Well, that would be fun. Surprise!
I mean, there's been enough smoke about his future in
Sure.
LA that it would be surprising, but also like, well, I mean, the signs were there. I don't think anything's going to top the Luka one, maybe ever.
No.
Because that one was like completely like, holy fuck.
Where were you?
Like, what would that be right now?
Not. Let's see. No, because Giannis has been
Here,
Steph Curry.
that would be a holy
That would
fuck.
be-
Yeah, no, that would be a holy
That
fuck.
would be way even more holy fuck.
I was
over
going
Luka.
like Jaylen Brown, but that
that
would be
that'd be a holy fuck.
I mean, obviously Victor would be like, wait, what?
Jalen Brunson would be one. That would still be like up there.
Yeah.
God, so fun.
You know the other team that we haven't talked about tonight?
Who?
What's Houston doing?
Yeah, what are
Houston's
they?
got to make some sort of move.
Well, you'd think they would, but they haven't, huh?
Man, I mean, here's the thing. Detroit, Boston, Cleveland have made moves in the
Yep.
East. What's New York trying to do? Do they feel comfortable with what they have?
They shouldn't.
Okay.
Mhm.
Then you think about the West. The Clippers made a move.
Yep.
But you look in the West and you go, I think Houston needs a move.
Houston has needed a move.
Yeah, OKC is probably like, we'll stand pat. Like, we're not going to force it. But the Hardenstein rumors have popped off a little bit.
Yeah. Yes.
San
that's true.
Antonio, I think they could be content. Just like,
Yeah.
let's just see what we have this year.
Houston, like not having the ability to close
Yeah.
out games is one thing, but like it always goes back to they don't have a point guard. Add a point guard.
Yeah.
Just add someone that you think you can trust in that role. That's why I thought that they were going to be in the running for someone like Dennis Schroeder, just to have a veteran point guard on the team that can facilitate, create whatever with that squad.
How about this one in the chat from Johnny? How about LeBron James to the Warriors for Draymond and Kuminga? Look, I don't even know if that works. I don't know, but like from a chaos perspective, sign me up if it's allowed.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm down for that life. Oh, 2 more days.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah. Wednesday.
Less than that.
Whoa.
Final thoughts. Let's just enjoy this ride together. We're going to be live again on Thursday. Well, live tomorrow night after Kings Grizzlies, too,
Yep.
which you never know. Maybe Ja Morant sitting on the Kings bench by halftime.
Dude.
Ja Morant, he's checking in for the Kings. I wish the league would do that. Wouldn't that be cool if like you made a trade in the middle of the game, like it came out and you're playing that team? You should be able to just be like, dude, we got his uniform, man. Can you just fucking check in?
No.
And you have the revenge. Could you imagine the tune-in factor? Be like, everyone get to the TV. Ja Morant traded, and they have his jersey ready. He is checking in for the Kings right now.
That would be so stupid.
Second quarter.
What are we running? I don't know any plays.
Yeah, just
We're
figure-
playing free
I don't
basketball.
care.
Duh. No,
Dude.
yeah, no one runs plays anymore. What am I even
Normalize it.
saying?
And a couple other Kings notes. DeAndre Hunter will be playing tomorrow for the Sacramento
Yay.
Kings. Keegan Murray reevaluated, and they say, we need a couple more weeks. He'll be reevaluated right before the end of the All-Star break.
Hell yeah.
And Sabonis is questionable in that game with lower back soreness. That's definitely a win horse thing. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe his back is sore, but I'm also
he
done.
didn't. My back's sore too.
Trade deadline soreness. So we'll see. But nonetheless, we'll be live tomorrow night and live Thursday morning for the NBA trade deadline. I love that because we just rapid fire.
We're so glad we have the day. When I say the day off, like obviously we're
No
working.
game.
but
Last year
there's-
we had a game on trade deadline.
Yeah, and it's like NBA trade deadline it's like our Super Bowl before the Super Bowl. You know, we just have so much fun. So join us.
After this show, make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and also drop comments on our YouTube channel. It just helps us grow. We love you guys, but we gots to go.
Thanks so much for joining us. We'll catch you tomorrow. See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo.